paid over $10,000 in food stamps, and it's...
I couldn't hear what she was saying. I was mesmerized by the diamonds around her neck. Who the hell is paying for it? Us! Today is February 6th. Yes, February 6th on a Friday. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about people on public assistance, namely food stamps. And this is not a political forum, but I have to be a little bit political today, just a little bit. And when I say that is because I am appalled that young people such as myself, because I'm still considered young, hello. Young people such as myself are furious with the fact that they thought if Trump was or wasn't, that's not the real issue, but the fact that they thought their benefits were going to be cut. Their food stamp, their Medicaid, whatever, their Section 8, whatever. I'm here talking about the public assistance. Let me take a sip of my beverage. So he's talking about that, and I was exploring TikTok, and there was drones of people. I mean, the floodgates open, and the amount of people that had a problem with this, the amount of young people, because I thought it was going to be our elderly people. I thought it was going to be the elders that are saying, no, we can't get our funding cut because we need money for food because we're retired and we're on a subsidized income. I didn't know the amount of young people, the amount of strong back able people that are not working, that needs public assistance. Let's get into the video.
I was just at Meijer's to get some groceries. I had a cart full of groceries, over $600 worth of crap. I went to go slide my card. It's gone. It is all gone. They aren't paying my rent this month.
So, this lady gets $600 in food stamps. I'm struggling to buy milk and juice, and I work full-time, multiple jobs at that. And she's getting $600 in food stamps. With whose money? Who's paying her? Us, working class people. Us, we're paying the bill for this person. Can you believe that? Let's continue.
I don't get my disability or my kids' disability in the first. My cash benefits is gone. I had over $10,000 in food stamps, and it's... Oh my God. So I told my husband, and he says to me, as I'm crying, and he says to me, well, maybe you'll lose some weight now. God, why did I vote for him? I did not know this was going to happen.
No, her husband, when I say he took it to the jugular. He said now she could lose weight. What? It's the entitlement. Okay, for one, let's roll it back because this channel is inspiration. I'm not teasing, making fun of these people. But do you know that public assistance is a crutch for people to get up off their feet? Like if they are on bad times, they lost their job, they got evicted, they got sick, and they needed money to help themselves out, they relied on public assistance. It was a helping hand. It wasn't designed for you to stay on it 24/7. It was not designed for you to be on it forever. People have a problem with that. Like, why do you think that you're on public assistance, now this is your meal ticket, you're going to be on it forever? No. And granted, there are some young people that are sick and cannot physically able to, that are not able to physically work. I get that. I get that. This lady in the video, she looked like she could do some work. She could do a damn job. And on the flip side, people that are on, okay, let's, Nikki, roll it back. Roll it back. Okay. So, I don't know about any other states, but I know people that are on public assistance. I know that people that are on, some type of aid from the government, they be in your damn business. They want to know where you at, what you're doing, who you're doing it with. You have to know everything. And then they want you to work only a particular amount of money to get food stamps. Now, say, hypothetically speaking, they want you to work. The only income you can bring in is about $500 a month, right? Say, for instance, you bring home 505. You are cut off of food stamps. You are cut off of public assistance because you went over $5. Now, because a lot of people understand that, and because they don't want to get held back by getting their monthly stipend of public assistance to buy food, now they're making sure they ain't working no more than what's required. And it wasn't designed that way. And people are taking advantage. They have a right to cut them shits off. They have a right. Have you ever been in the welfare office? And no, you haven't, because you're working. But I have been there before. I have seen, because I went to apply to be a worker for the state or for the city. I applied. And people that go in there, they got more brand names than you and I. They wear the latest of everything. Why? Because they don't got to work, and their babies are a meal ticket. So the more kids they have, the more money they get every month. That makes no sense. Now, I'm not a political person. I didn't vote for Trump. I swear to God I didn't. But they need to cut back on these people's food stamps, even though they're not. His secretary said no, they're not going to. Gotta wet my whisker with the water. So Trump said he wasn't going to cut that funding. That funding will be safe. But I think that needs to be placed back on the table, because you should be on that government assistance for a certain period of time. Yes, they recertify every year or every 2 years, but they need to recertify it to force you to work, to force you to go out and do something. Let's watch another video.
Taking away food stamps while inflation is at an all-time high is particularly evil. That is specifically evil. Like, that is beyond crazy to me. Like, groceries are already enough as it is. Shit is skyrocketing out the ass. Prices don't even make sense. And so people get assistance to pay for these groceries. What do you mean you're taking that away?
Is the audacity of him to feel like it's pure evil? Who the hell is paying for it? Us. What do you mean it's pure evil? Like, my check. I don't want to, I'm not going to do my check per se. But my income that I earn, my gross, that's all the money for the hours you worked per hour you have earned. Let's give a random number. Say, for instance, you get $2,000 for your paycheck, your take home. That's the gross. When we have to pay everything, all the taxes, the people that are on public assistance, all the federal, the state, Medicare, all that other stuff, when we get to the net, that shit be like $1,200. Now, what's evil? Is it evil that you're getting paid? The fact that you're ripping me off to pay for your food stamps? Or because we're pissed off for paying your bills, That's pure evil. I need to understand the math because the math ain't mathing. You're pissed off like you don't know. And I know a lot of people that are not employed didn't know that the taxpayers are the one that's funding these programs. Where you think the money is coming from? You gross $2,000, your net take home is $1,200. How? $800 in taxes that I worked and I slaved at work. And you're pissed off because you believe that it's being cut. When it's not even being cut, but you believe that it's being cut. It's pure evil during inflation. So I'm getting paid $800 less and have to buy groceries that's not funded by the government. And that's pure evil. I beg to differ. Let's watch another video.
I go into the grocery store today to finish grocery shopping with my EBT card. I didn't shop yesterday when it was loaded because I just been tired. I just been overwhelmingly tired. So I said I was going to do it today. I get up in the grocery store, get what we need, some of what we need. I get into the checkout, and I ain't got no stamps on my card. So it's really real out here with the theft of the food stamps, bitch. So if
we're gonna focus on this video, cause I couldn't hear what she was saying. I was mesmerized by the diamonds around her neck. Bitch, how you could afford food stamps? Let's get into it. I don't care if it's fake, but how make it make sense? You are telling me you pissed off because someone robbed you of your food stamp. And it looked like you defrauding the government. How, you saw how them diamonds was glistening? Look at it again. Look at it. I know you. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Let's continue.
as quick as they load them on, you better get them off. Because somebody watching you. I don't know nobody that stays in Chicago, bitch. I got family in Mobile and don't know them. So I know damn well I ain't got nobody in Chicago. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do. But it's really real. They stealing the stamps.
So I just have to say about what she said. Yes, it's real. My grandmother is on public assistance. Yes, my elderly, disabled grandmother that's suffering from dementia, she's on public assistance. She get food stamp. Funny story. We at the supermarket. I took her to the supermarket to get her grocery because she can't drive, she can't walk, she need help. I took her there and we loading up the shopping cart, loading everything up. Get to the cashier, ring everything up, time to pay. She swipes her EBT card. Why is empty? Empty, $0. Mind you, she told me she checked the balance the day before and it had money on it. So I start investigating because I'm a true investigator and I had to, do the run around. I finally got to someone and they gave me a printout. They canceled that card and they had to reissue her another card. But when I got the printout of the transactions, we live in New York. You know where they took the money from? Florida. Miramar, Florida. That's how far. These scammers are real. They taking everything. And I was pissed off because my grandmother needs it. She's not working. She's elderly. She lives by herself. She needs her. Where she's getting the money from? But these criminals, these scammers, they don't care. It just sicks my stomach that people would go to those lengths to defraud people and steal their money. It's bad enough they left from credit card scams, check scams, PPE scams. Now they tapping into the food stamp? What is this world coming to? The purpose of this video is to let you know that being on public assistance is not a permanent fix. If you are not sick with a debilitating illness, debilitating disease, where your extremities are no longer working, no longer functional, you cannot sustain a job, you cannot stand, you cannot sit, you can't do anything, yes, public assistance is for you. However, if it's because you don't have resources to get a job, you lack education, you lack ambition, you have a bunch of kids, and you want to be on public assistance for years from them kids are birth until they're in high school, that's a problem. The system wasn't designed like that. The system wasn't set up like that. And these people that are having kids after kids, but the more kids you have, the more income you could get from the government. That needs to stop. You want to live a mediocre life because you're getting free money from the government? Come on. The government tells you you can only work 500 and you're making sure you're under or at that amount just to get the public assistance? Now, let me tell you a story. There's some people that to get housing, they will make sure that they make under what the requirement is. NYCHA housing, you have to make a certain amount to live in the house. But what if you're an ambitious person? What if you like the finer things in life and you want to do more? Yes, those people, they work more hours. And you know what they do when it's time to recertify? They cut the hours back. Cut the hours back for about 6 weeks. Submit that recertification to the NYCHA offices or to housing to recertify their lease for another year or another 2 years. Why do you want to live like that? I hardly want the government in my business. I don't want them to know how much I make. I don't want them to know what I do. Do you know how degrading it is when you go into the food stamp office and they're stripping you? They come to your house and see how you're living. They do pop-ups. Do you want to be in that environment? Do you want to have to be subjected to that form of scrutiny just to get food stamps? Come on, you have to want better for yourself. You have to definitely want better for yourself. So now you know better, you're going to do better. You don't need food stamp. It's just a stepping stone and you're going to level up where you don't need it no longer. And the government is going to work properly. And I don't have to pay, and neither does the other working class people pay for your lifestyle because you are lazy and do not want to work. Thank you. Until next time.